All right. I got several issues this bother.
Okay.
This came up in my class. Roe versus Wade, abortion, being a big deal with the most recent election. First, if it takes a man and a woman to make a child, why is Roe versus Wade an exclusively female issue? Abortion, my body, my decision, okay, you can make the decision if I get to be a father or if I have to be a father. But we're talking about rights. You can obligate me for the rest of my life to something that you have the choice to obligate yourself to or not. I have no choice in that. Why is that a female issue? That's number one. Then, if Roe versus Wade is a female issue, why is it such? Why are men or poor character of men the blame, broadly speaking, for single mothers? If it's an exclusive issue, whether a woman has a baby or not, and she makes that choice, the way you become a single mother is because of you. Other than if the father dies, okay, then that's not that. But what made me kind of think about it, you got the election and everything going on, and I was in a store that, the people in that particular store don't make a lot of money. The young lady was pregnant. And now this does not mean she was single or not. I'm just telling you what made this kind of come along in my head. And I was thinking, if I worked here, this would not be the best place that I would consider financing a young family. That's thought that went through my mind.
Okay.
No personal thing on the lady. I did not know the lady. I don't know the lady's situation. But that's where I started going in reverse, because what happened was she had the glove on one hand that she do the register with and no glove on the other hand. So apparently she was right-handed, no ring on the left hand. So I'm going, probably. And the planning that young people, which is the third part, the planning that people are doing, not just young people, but that people are doing, or lack thereof, is odd in itself. And I think the three of those align to a big social dynamic. I can't even say it's a problem. But we look at the birthing dynamic as a exclusively female issue, yet single motherhood is a masculine fault, and the lack of planning from traditional.
So who says that single motherhood is only a masculine fault?
I have never heard, when single motherhood comes up, I've never heard she, or female poorly planned. I've never heard that part of that dynamic. I've always heard, and I'm thinking hard. I've never heard that was a bad idea that the female made. That
They said that about Haley Bailey when she had a baby by DDG. She's a rapper. She's a Little Mermaid. She got pregnant by a rapper that she wasn't married to, and then they just broke up. Like, the other day, and everybody was telling her before, like, "Yo, why are you having a baby by this dude who ain't? I guess he doesn't have as much publicity as her, and why are you getting pregnant by a dude you ain't married to?" And
Well, that's what that goes to what I'm saying. The planning or lack thereof in society at large. I mean, it's definitely more magnified when we're talking about poor people. And just because you're a celebrity, that doesn't mean that you're wealthy. But again, I find that all to be tied together. But even then, in that explanation, why are you having baby with this guy? That's Bob. It's all it. The single motherhood is about the character of the guy. That is always inextricably connected to the single parent.
but I think it was why is she doing it though? Like, you know what I mean? It's not just him. It's why are you having a child and you're not married? It's kind of what they were saying. You're an example for young black girls, so they want her to be married before she has a child. It's her life. She's gonna do whatever she wants to do.
I completely understand that. But if it were strictly about marriage, his character would not have come up. Just think about how you represented it. This guy is not as popular. Apparently, he doesn't show the characteristics of the traditional responsible male. If it's about being married, his character would have nothing to do with it. But that is always connected to that dynamic, is that it has to be a poor man or a poor male decision as to how this single motherhood came about.
The basketball player Jalen Green got a model pregnant, Drea. She's like 40 something, and he's like 21. But everybody's blaming her because she's the older. I guess she's the oldest one in the relationship or whatever. But he's not really getting any blame for that, and he's having 3 kids this year.
I think that's a different conversation. Somebody twice the other person's age is probably manipulating them. So if she's a model and she in her 40s, she's past her prime in her chosen field of expertise. It looks like a person who would do that is doing that. A person who has created that circumstance, that dynamic, is a person trying to get paid or trying to stay connected to wealth. And taking advantage of an inexperienced person, at the very least chronologically, to do so. So that's more of a character issue associated with wealth. What I'm strictly talking about is this polarization of this issue of responsibility dealing with the birthing process and how opposed they are on the same topic. I choose whether I have this kid and you have no say so. A man has no right to blah, 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 blah. Yet once I put myself in that situation, if the first situation is true, because it's my right, my body, my decision, A, why does the guy have to pay child support? B, why is the outcome based on your decision a character issue of the person you say wasn't involved in the first place?
I don't know about the child support. I mean, that's
a
legal thing.
You chose to have a child.
Right.
You said I had nothing to do with it. If you have the right to choose to have a child or not, I should have the right to choose to participate or not. Why is it you get to choose to be a parent, but I don't? Because when you make your choice, you make a choice for both of us. And the reverse is true. What if I really, really, really want to be a daddy? But I don't have a right to say, let my child live now or not. So, whatever your outcome is, how is that my fault? Or how is it my obligation? You chose to have a baby, but now I gotta pay.
Well, I think the idea is more like you get to choose if you get pregnant or not. That's you get to choose to participate or don't participate. So you can either smash or not smash, but either way, that's your choice.
Okay.
You know the consequences of those actions, and that there is a percentage chance that someone may or may not get pregnant. And then once they do, you don't have that. You're at a, you don't have a choice at that point in time.
But the question that's being entertained right now is, if we are equal, why do I not have a choice beyond that point and you do?
I don't think they're equal. She's
okay, fine.
Made
So
the
now
priority.
she has the choice over her body.
Yes.
Why don't I have a choice over my money?
I don't know. I can't answer that. That's legal. That's a legal thing. I don't
But-
know.
but
I don't get child support, alimony, all that. I don't understand it because if like because they have the custody battles or whatever, and he wants the child and she wants the child, but she wants it and then she wants child support, and my friend was like, hey, if she can't support it, why don't I get the child?
Right.
And
right.
I was like, I don't know, but I can't answer that question.
Now,
That's a legal
that may be some character issue. That may be you don't have time to, you can't. I really don't know why the legal system leans more toward women in that particular instance, because in most things it does lean toward men. So I'm not really hating on the fact that women get the advantage in that particular situation. What I do have an issue with is just the concept of equality, or the fallacy of equality, in the birthing event in subsequent condition. You choose, I want to have a kid. I think there should be a mechanism that says, if you want to, cool, I don't. So you're now taking this responsibility by yourself. And at that point, if you say, I'm taking it by myself, you should not be talking about, well, he ain't even. No, you made your decision to do that. Now, there's a whole bunch of moral and cultural issues that go along with character and what society may say about a person who doesn't want to take care of their kids. But if I made it clear to you, I don't want a kid, and you say, well, I do, that means you want everything that goes with a kid. I don't. Now, I can't, you're saying I don't have a decision on what, I don't have a weigh in on what decision you make. Why do you have a decision on what I make? Okay, fine, you get to have the kid. Why is it you get to make the decision if there's going to be a kid? And
can I ask a question? Because I really don't know the answer to this. If a man gets custody of the child, does the woman have to pay child support?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. It just depends on who gets custody.
Yes, but historically,
she gets custody.
Yes. It is generally it's an odd situation if the law does not work in favor toward the mother, which there's, it's a whole separate debate if that is good or not, if there's a difference between mothers and fathers.
I think it's because the assumption is they're nurturing or whatever, and everybody goes.
But again, that's an assumption, because we know all women aren't the same. We know all men aren't the same. And I think men are more nurturing in certain situations. Women are more nurturing in other situations. But
I just think I guess it would just be like men are assumed to make more money, that she's assumed to have the child, so it's just assumed that he needs to pay something.
That's a big assumption in a country that has an almost perfect financial system. everything that happens financially that happens in this country happens for a reason. So as misogynistic as our country is historically and culturally, why is this particular nuance so overly course corrected as to where many disproportionate outcomes are associated with this topic? Not to mention the fact, like you were talking about the lady earlier, that people are not planning. You know, okay, you go one thing just from being a parent.
I think some people are planning, but the people who aren't planning are obvious, and it's kind of the focus goes to them. But most people are, I think, are following the right steps.
How many married people you know that are raising their kids?
What do you mean?
How many married people you know is raising their kids? How many undivorced people you know? How many married people with kids you know?
I mean, I don't know a lot of people. I guess 3, 4.
And you're how old? You don't have to say how old you, but that's my point. You're at an age that's
I don't hang out with a lot of married people, though. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I do.
Are they not raised?
No. My wife is a nurse. That is a field full of single women with kids.
Okay, does it count if they were married first and then got divorced?
Even then, as a person who's been married forever, with parents who've been married forever, who were grandparents that was married till death. My brother was married till death. I come from a long line of married people. Just about everybody I know and hang out with are married people. I don't hang out a lot with non-married people. Though I know them from work and things like that, school, stuff like that. Marriage is a plan. One thing you're going to need, the point of marriage is to help you navigate through life, navigate your wealth, navigate your information, navigate your perpetuating your culture, perpetuating your family values, whatever it is that you want to live after you. That's what marriage is. And you make this plan. You find this person, or this person is found for you, to help you in doing that. But especially with parenting, everybody needs help. With help, you're gonna miss a lot. With help, you're gonna make major mistakes. But the thing with that other person being there is that they can go, you trip. You kind of off on what you're doing.
What I notice is most of my single friends come from single or divorced parents, and then most of my married friends come from married parents. It's just like, I feel
how
like
many? What is the ratio between divorced friends and married friends?
And divorced friends?
Yeah. Friends that came from divorced homes. How many of your friends' parents still together?
Oh. What if they remarried?
That's my point.
What if they remarried? So what the hell? They still together. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm single. Most of the people I hang out with are single, and a lot of them.
Everybody you hang out with got parents. You said my single friends come from divorced parents. My married friends come from married parents. I'm just asking, what's the ratio? You got 10 friends.
Okay.
2 of them got married parents. 1 of them got married parents. 5 of them got married parents. 8 of them got married parents. What's the ratio?
I would say two of them got married parents, maybe three.
Okay.
And
Maybe.
then,
Two in the possible.
But that's what I'm saying. If we talk about
So
single parents, it's probably like
so-
3. I don't have 10 friends. That's way too many. That's way too many friends. I ain't got that many.
All right.
Because I feel like marriage was never like talked to. No one ever was like, you need to get married. This is the reason. This is important. This is how it's gonna like. It's never even came up as a conversation, unless I was at church and they was giving a sermon.
Nobody.
No, no. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why it's like to me, it's
Your brother never said.
my brother ain't married. My ain't never been close to me.
We
He
just
ain't
talking
never
about.
proposed.
We just talking about conversation. You said never came up. You dated women. They didn't say, "Yo, I want to get married."
I mean, we talked about it, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody who has been married is talk to me about why.
Your parents never said, "When you grow up and get married and have some kids, I hope they act just like you." That's the parent curse. Every parent.
But
tell
that's
their
not
kid
that's not really telling you the importance of like marriage or what it is. It's just saying it's something that happens. You know what I mean? It's like college. You go to college and you just kind of don't really know what you're doing. You're like, bro, you're supposed to be setting up your future. You should be taking classes that are gonna lead you this way. But a lot of times we go into college at 18 and just start taking stuff and it just leads. It's the same thing with marriage. A lot of people. Someone said the other day, people are ready for weddings. They're not ready for marriage.
Nobody's ready for marriage.
That's what I'm saying. But if
But
you're
this
going
is-
in blind,
But
you don't even understand the importance of it.
This is the hard part. This is where you're educating me. You are saying, though your parents were married, obviously for a long time, neither one of them ever had a, hey, do you plan on getting married? You're over 30.
Yeah, she'd ask me that. You gonna get married and something like that? I'm like, nah. Why? And I'll be like, why? You know what I'm saying? It's never like,
Okay, so
this is why you need to do this. At one point in time, someone told me you need to go to college because you want a job that's going to pay you to say, okay, that makes sense. No one told you get married. No one's told me why. It's just like you fall in love. All I got is TV and movies that tell me you
so
gonna fall in love and da 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 da.
Why no? Why no? Why? Because it's two answers. You got no information.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose no?
Because you only getting the bad information from divorces and stuff. You hearing about losing your money. You hear about
So,
50. It's 50 really.
Okay, but you could that depends.
So
on,
now you
all
like.
right, so now you
So
talking about.
I've been in a situation where I was like, yo, I want to get married. I want to marry you. Da 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 da.
Okay.
And then it didn't happen. But regardless, I felt like at that point in time, I don't really feel like I knew exactly what I was gonna be getting out of that or what I was gonna be putting myself into.
Okay, you're not. That's normal. That's fine. But you're saying you sought out negative information and did not seek out positive. You
information.
said Diddy,
This is
who
what
you
you
don't
hear.
know.
This
you
is what
said
you
Jay-Z,
hear.
who you don't know. You said all these other people that you don't know.
This is
gave
what you hear. This is on the news.
So
They're headlines. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
There's no headlines of so-and-so is
But this-
12 years happy and
Well,
they're
okay,
better
no,
themselves.
that's not necessarily true. And I'm going to give you some examples and you're going to go, yeah. Before we knew that Jada and Will Smith was crazy, everybody thought Jada and Will Smith was the two. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington and his wife been married for 1,000 years. Samuel L. Jackson and his wife been married for 1,000 years. A whole bunch of people have been married for 1,000 years. My only issue is where our mind goes, our energy flows. We want to hear the negative stuff, so we take it in.
I'm just telling you what the headlines tell you every single time it happens. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Every time someone gets divorced is a headline, but every time they stay together, it's just it's nothing. Nobody talks about it. Okay. It's like being an offensive lineman. You get your block, Nobody notices.
Right.
You miss your block. Who the hell? Who's 75 minutes? They gonna know when things go bad.
Unless you're a guard and you're researching the good guards and what good guards.
But
do.
I'm saying, if I'm a running back, I ain't never looking at the guard. I ain't never researching the guard.
No,
one's came.
No, if you're a running back, yes, you are.
Okay, you're right. But if you're a receiver, you ain't researching the guard. And someone needs to, look, let me tell you the importance of your guard. Let me tell you the reason why.
I know the receivers do because I used to be a receiver.
That
give me time to get out my route.
They don't know. They don't know.
They just know
who's good and who not, but they don't know nothing about.
I may know nothing about technique. I know if you good, I got time to get my route. Because
you will cut it short when he gets.
Thank you. No, curl, tenny curl. That's it. That's all we got time for. So this is what I'm saying.
I'm saying, why are there no headlines of so and so's happy anniversary? You know what I'm saying? They do this every time someone gets divorced. They put it out there. This
is the funny thing, and this is why I'm giving you pushback on it. And I know we're completely off topic, but this is much more interesting. Much more interesting. I don't hear divorces. That's why I was able to rattle off marriages. Because that's where my mind goes. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care if you dump the bucket of monkey pee on her and that she don't want to be with you. And wow, Denzel, they've been married 40 years? Oh my God. Or
so I have a toxic habit. Maybe it's just me. I don't want to put it on anybody else. But maybe it's just me. I see someone got married, I just put a timer on it.
Okay, you put a timer on my marriage?
No.
Why?
But I don't. Y'all was already married when I showed up. So
okay, but you can still go. Oh,
but I'm like,
how long y'all been together? 20 years? Oh, y'all got about 30 minutes.
No, I wouldn't say. I'll put a timer. Like, I'm gonna guess the time. I'll just see how long does it take. Now, do they make it to the end, or do they? But most of the time,
you met my brother.
The timer comes up.
You met my brother?
Yes.
He was married till his wife died. You met my parents? You met them?
Yes.
You have met my parents. 56 and going. So
those are the only people that I've met in my whole life.
You already told me I don't know a whole lot of people. You said you didn't know 10. I just named 3.
I know people. I just know I have 10 friends.
Don't back off of it now.
10 friends.
Don't back off of it now. You said you didn't know them. So now I just named a third of the people that you said 10 was too many. I gave you a third of 9 because you said 10 too many. We're going to say 9. I gave you 3. You met grandmama. Grandma was married.
Your family don't count. That don't count because that's
my family don't count now. Now we like the men in Roe v. Wade. You see how I brought it back? You see how I brought it back to the beginning?
Your whole family married and stayed together. Everybody else is different. Y'all different.
I'm just saying. You said I don't know nobody. What I'm saying is close to you are successful lifelong marriages that you choose to ignore because of stimulation by marriages that are nowhere near you. That's on a headline that you don't even know what happened.
But no, this is even within people I do know, like people, maybe co-workers, whatever. I see people get married and then I see them get divorced, and it's frequent.
Well, it goes back to the planet. It goes back to the planning, and it goes back to the preparation. I think too many. Now I'm talking about the Black community. I'm not speaking outside of our community. I think too many. Now I know a lot of this has to do with the war on drugs, men being taken out of the community, women being taken out of the home, and people having to raise themselves. I already know that. But now that has passed and we have that knowledge of the dynamic of what caused that in our community, there are some changes that need to take place because of that dynamic. Men that are stable have to be stable men outside their homes because we have too many unstable people that need guidance. Women who have had the benefit of being taught how to be a wife, taught how to be a mother, have to be a wife and a mother outside their homes because there's too many people outside their homes that haven't been taught that. People who want to be married need to stop hanging out with people that ain't.
But then they wouldn't learn. When they shouldn't they hang out so they can learn?
No, you don't. If I'm single and I want to be married, now if I'm single and I'm fine, that's a whole different thing. But if I'm single and I want to be married, I have to hang out with married people. Hanging out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if I'm trying to hang out with you. You single. I ain't trying to hang out with you.
Right. Single people give you single advice. Mm-hmm. Man, my husband cheated on me. Leave him. But see, she didn't think about what kind of father is. What did you do? Mm-hmm. Why? Is he remorseful? What are the statistics on people successfully navigating their way through this and staying together? Did you get married for there to be no mistakes? Or did you get married to overcome any mistakes? What were your vows? What do your vows mean? Did you mean it when you said it? See, those are the things that go through a married person's mind. When I first got married, somebody come to me and say, oh, this happened. Oh, I had a judgment. Long as I've been married, wait a minute, what happened? Okay, that's what he did. What did you do? Okay. You get some more information. Too many people are not prepared to be husbands and fathers. The level of negotiation associated with marriage is what affects society and keeps society going. That's where you can be at work and have a degree of patience with a situation you may not be happy with because at home you're used to considering other people and compromising. I have found a lot of single people have an issue with that. And at first I thought it was young people. But after a while, you begin to see that is innate in single people. Because once I make a decision, that's it. That's it. That's the only thing I'm responsible for. So when I say chicken for dinner, it's chicken for dinner. But if I have a wife and kids and these want hamburgers, these want this, okay, well, this is what we'll have. I'll sacrifice. We won't have bananas. We're going to have this. Because last time you had what you wanted, so now this time, we're going to get what this person wants. You
don't think about other people. You
right. And that's part of the plan of elevating yourself and why you seek to get married. But people want to have families without even understanding the previous social structure. Let's say I don't like we gonna do a new thing. Well, what's the new thing? Because it seems like the new thing is no plan. I don't want to set together the foundation with you in a marriage, but I want to have the kids in the house.
About co-parent. So we got the kid. Mm-hmm. I got him for 2 weeks. You got him for 2 weeks. We back and forth. That's the new thing.
All right, and the courts don't reflect that being successful. A, B. There is a reason why marriage is traditionally set up for monogamy, because that romantic connection causes problems when it's not exclusive. I don't care how long. At one time, we found a degree of interest in each other. Mm-hmm. So now when you done moved on, mm-hmm. and you just want to deal with the child and don't want to deal with me, mm-hmm. that's problematic. So again, what kind of planning am I doing? Did I even consider that? Oh, we just gonna have this. Oh, and then how does that affect the kid? Is that not optimal for you? You're already alive doing your thing. Is this optimal for the kid? I don't. That's what I'm saying. Have we even put that in the plan? What if what? Okay, we gonna co-parent, but you get a job in California. Now, because we came up with some shit, with something we wanted.
You make it up on the fly. You just
Okay, and that's my point. Why am I bringing a life into the world with the plan being making it up on the fly? My plan is to have no plan. Have a bad plan. Don't have no plan.
I mean, I feel like it's not a lot of people following that plan. I just feel like a lot of people end up getting divorced maybe and end up in that plan. But I think most people I know, like the single mothers, I don't know a ton. I know two, and they they planned it, but
Well,
that was part of their plan. It was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. That's what I want.
and I dare say, if they were asked about their status, they would A, say they wanted help, or later found they needed help, and B, have something derogatory to say about the fact that they're not getting help. When it goes back to my original.
Well, they're getting help. It's just not. They're getting
what help?
Child support or whatever that. And then you got.
I would say that the dominant conversation around child support shifts. If somebody is paying child support, well, that ain't enough. They need X, they need Y, they need this, they need that. Because I really don't see how, I don't see how anyone has come up with an equation or a formula that tells you what this child needs, because it goes from child to child and it generally goes on how much money the person has. I don't see why it takes $100,000 a month to raise one kid and $200 a month to raise this kid. Because the dude at Bob Evans is paying $200 per child, but this astronaut is getting milked for $100,000, or this rapper, or this actor, or this whatever celebrity, professional athlete is getting soaked for $100,000. You know, why do we put so little thought in ourselves and our future? No, to investigate marriage. You know, okay, my parents didn't have a good marriage. Does that automatically mean I won't? No. And you can't tell me most people believe that, because most people grow up thinking, well, just because they don't listen to their parents for that very reason. Well, just because that's what you think, that don't mean that that's what's going to happen to me.
Right.
So they say, hey, don't try drugs, because your uncle tried drugs and got hit by a bus. Oh, well, I can try it, because just because that happened to him don't mean it's going to happen to me. Or don't go over here because so-and-so's kids went over there and they ended up in jail. Well, just because that happened to them don't mean it's going to happen to me. So why is it when it comes to something about the perpetuation of society, we lack so much value in that?
You don't know what you don't know. If you've never, like, you know, like if you don't understand the value of it, so you're not going to research it. You know what I'm saying?
But, okay, so why do we research being professional athletes? Why do we research?
Because you know the value. You're going to be rich. There's a value to it.
But there is a great likelihood that you're not going to be able to do that. And there's also a great likelihood that you lose all your money, which happens to a very large percentage of most professional athletes.
You got to go deeper into research. People don't go that far into research. They see so-and-so sign, so-and-so sign,
Okay,
so-and-so sign. Once again, it's headlines.
The criminals in the neighborhood that got the money, be it the mafia or be it drug dealers or be it whoever, they got the money, they got the cars, they got the women. But the danger of being them is also imminent as well. People choose to research what they choose to research to the extent to which they research it. As with marriage.
But it comes with, if someone's, I don't have money. And if someone's telling you become an athlete or you sell drugs or whatever, you'll make money, you can understand that. If you know you're single and nobody's coming to you telling you the benefits of not being single, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to research it.
I would give you some pushback on that. We talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. One thing is we have an innate desire to belong.
And that's why I think that's where it really comes down to I don't want to call it animal, like instinct, but like I think certain people are better off alone, and certain people are not good at being lonely, and they will gravitate towards relationships. People who are okay being lonely it's going to be, not that they won't get in relationships, but it's going to be harder to break that spell. If I'm a person who's easily lonely, I'm going to be quick to attach myself to somebody.
Why is this such a negative narrative between the male and female dynamic amongst single people? You all say all the time, ain't nobody out there.
I didn't say that. That's homegirl said that.
You say that.
I ain't never said that.
Yes, you have.
I ain't never said ain't nobody out there. When did I say that? When did I say that?
I've known you.
That's your girl.
I've been knowing you way longer than I've been knowing her.
I ain't say there was nobody out there. Nobody out there? I ain't say that.
You said the game out there.
I said the game is different. I'll tell you that every time. The game is different.
You said the game was bad.
I didn't say the game was bad. I didn't say there was nobody. Bro, I ain't never said that.
Oh, okay.
You put her thoughts into me, because I ain't never said that.
Okay, why ain't you married?
I ain't ready to get married.
Why aren't you in a
I'm one of them people that is good with being lonely, so it's hard for me to just attach myself to anybody. So then I don't give people chances because I'm good where I'm at. So I really should take the risk and give people more chances. But my habit, my comfort zone, what I always do is chill. It's Joe. It's me. I did everything by myself up to this point, so it's hard for me to ask for help. That's one of the things I told you. I don't even think to ask for help sometimes.
Okay, there's one thing about asking for help. There's another thing. Huh?
That was a therapy session right there. I feel good, Doc.
There's another thing for asking for help. Mm-hmm. There's another thing searching for someone to build a strong foundation with, so I don't need help in the future. Those are two different dynamics.
But I didn't understand the value of marriage until I was in a relationship with somebody. And I'm like, no, I didn't understand. No, wait. No. I didn't understand the value of a relationship until I was out of a relationship with somebody. And then I realized, damn, a year or two ago, I was a different person, or I was a better person, or I like what I was doing. And now I'm looking at myself and I'm falling back into bad habit or whatever I do. So I understand that. But nobody broke that down for me between the ages of 18 and 25.
But you just told me.
I had to figure it out.
Right now, I am the type of person that I'm better being alone.
I'm used to being alone.
Oh, see, now you qualified.
No, I'm better off than other people at being alone. Some people can't be lonely. I can be lonely.
All right. So, you said I was a better person when I was with somebody.
True.
but I'm keeping people at arm's length.
Because they got to qualify. They got to qualify. If you're going to interrupt my peace, you got to qualify. I got to see the benefit.
Okay. Are they interrupting your peace? Or are they disturbing your
comfort zone,
your routine? Because
both.
What you said was,
you can be both.
It's the difference between being lonely and alone. You said lonely twice. I said alone. You corrected it and went back to lonely. So
you gonna be lonely if you alone. That ain't gonna.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And what you're saying is disrupting your peace. They can be bringing peace.
That's what I said.
What
you can
be addicted to your loneliness.
True. I said that. You could.
So you are fighting peace.
True.
For loneliness.
Not necessarily. Because it's not necessarily that you gonna bring the peace. You could be either.
But
or.
You guaranteed to be lonely.
We don't.
You guaranteed to be lonely.
You almost guaranteed not to be at peace, but I don't.
To an extent. But overall, I will say I've had many unpeaceful. I've had many unpeaceful periods in my marriage. I've not been lonely.
Okay, yeah.
Peace is going to break up naturally. Loneliness is a whole different beast. So
I didn't tell me, I saw it on a TV show. He said you're either irritated or you're lonely.
No. You're either single and lonely or married and bored. It's gonna be one of them two. That's what Chris Rock said. He says no happiness in between. It's either single and lonely or or married and bored. But
I think some people be good bored. It's just I'm saying you either irritated or lonely. So that means everybody's gonna get on your nerves at least at some point.
There are too many really, really great moments in marriage for the generalization of marriage to be irritating. You can get irritated. You can get irritated a lot. But it's so many parts of being married. Like, something good happened, I got somebody to call. Something bad happened, I got somebody to call. I had a memory about something, I got somebody to call. I'm sick. First person I can call. I need a ride to the airport. Built into the deal. Somewhere I gotta go to get to the dentist, and I gotta get anesthesia, so I need a driver. Built into the deal. Just to have that foundation, it's more than the irritation that two people living together that are completely different. That's a minority. It's so many things. Now,
I don't think you're completely different. It's just that everybody's gonna have either rub you the wrong way or have an issue or something. It's just like life is not going to be as controllable if you are not sick, right? So I know.
No. Because you all learn to. That's why it's so important to court, the courting process. You are learning the person and learning what they're bringing to the table. So I have what I have, but now I have a whole nother set of resources to broaden what I have. So you're going to learn to depend on me. So that's a degree of control. I'm going to learn to depend on you. So now things broaden. We'll learn what your faults are. Well, I'm better at this. You're better at that. You handle this. You handle that. And then you got my mother, my father, my brother, my nephews and nieces. I got your mother, father. You see that how it's now? So you have doubled in your scope. Now you can say, well, I can't. You really in life you can't control. You can't even control the stuff you do sometimes.
Right.
But there's, I think, an innate desire for us to share and commune, share with somebody, and to be a part of a community, and to be a part of at least another person. You know, when we have kids, we're made to reproduce for a reason. So there's a natural connection that we have with people because we make other people. So I don't know. I think that I can't even make a judgment on it because I don't understand why people who have today seem to either not invest serious time in their future. You know, like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that we date, and like I used to always tell people. One young lady I knew from a previous job used to tell me, I've never seen my husband mad. And I was like, it's not good. It's not good. Because I don't know how you're going to act because everybody gets mad. What if I can't handle who you are once you're mad? Mm-hmm. So, but that's the courting process. I want to see you mad. I want to see you disappointed. I want to see you depressed. I want to see you. How do you react when you've lost? You know, do you go gambling and spend all your money? I need to know this. But people is like, oh, I like you. You make me happy right now. This is how the rest of life is going to be. I don't understand. But I think we're going to have to pick this up on the next one.